Good morning, my name is Darnik and welcome to my video. Today we'll be covering 5 ways to increase your old school RuneScape bank. And we all know old school RuneScape is about the money, so let's take a look into some ways to increase that cash stack. Number 1, time is money. And what I mean by that is, for example, you want to level crafting, but it's fairly expensive doing black d'hide bodies, and you just don't think your bank can support that. So you settle for just blowing glass because it's super cheap, although much slower. Now that's not really the best way to go about it because time is money. Think about your best moneymaker that you have, either Vorkath, Nature Runes, or Raids, whatever it may be. Get that GP per hour number in your head and think about the XP differences between black d'hide bodies and blowing glass. Now black d'hide bodies are going to get you about 420k XP per hour, but that's going to cost you about 4.6 million gold per hour. Now glass blowing on the other hand is going to get you about 115k XP per hour, and it's only going to cost you about 190k GP per hour. Big differences, but as we'll go through here in a second, I'll show you why it's actually better to do the black d'hide bodies. Now say we're going for 1 million experience from each method, and that's going to cost you with black d'hide bodies 2.4 hours, and it's going to cost you about 11 million gold. But on the other hand, glass blowing is going to cost you 8.7 hours and it's only going to cost you 1.6 million gold. So you're losing roughly 6.5 hours for the price of 9.5 mil saved. Now it all really depends on how you value your time, but let's just say you have a moneymaker like Vorkath or even something like killing rune dragons. Now killing Vorkath, that's going to net you 3.2 million gold per hour, and doing that for 6.5 hours, that's going to get you 21 million gold. And doing rune dragons at 1.6 mil GP per hour, doing that for 6.5 hours is going to get you around 10 million gold. So in the time saved, you have made just as much GP with rune dragons plus all the extra XP from killing them. But get this, with the Vorkath method, you will actually make another 10 mil on top of it with the time saved from not blowing glass and doing black d'hide bodies instead because you had time to go kill Vorkath. And as we all get older, we have less and less time to play this game. With either schoolwork, family, friends, or whatever other hobbies you have, you will not have all day to grind old school RuneScape. So make the best of what little time a day you have and pick what's best for your goals and the ways that you like to play. Moving on to number 2. It's called an hour a day. And this goes off the previous notion as the last tip. 1 hour a day of your best moneymaker will make a huge difference in your bank. And doing just that 1 hour of anything isn't that bad. Knock out just 1 hour of Vorkath and you'll make a whopping 3.2 mil per day. Then get right back on track for whatever you wanted to do for the rest of the day. And then when you start adding consistency into all of this, that's when it really gets nutty. So at the end of a week, you will have made over 22 million GP. And following that, if you stick to it for a whole month, you'll make a whopping 96 million gold. Consistency is a key to a lot of areas in life, and old school RuneScape is no different. And I will mention, I'm mentioning Vorkath a lot, just because that is my typical moneymaker, but even something like doing nature runes or killing rune dragons or whatever you all have, doing just 1 hour a day will completely add up. No matter how tedious it is, you can do an hour. I believe in you. Hey guys, if you are liking this video so far, consider giving me a like and subscribe for more content just like this. Going to number 3, herb runs. Now these are in every single money making video on YouTube, and for a good reason. Herbs are an incredible source of consistent cash that you can add into your gameplay. On screen now are the top 5 herbs to do and the expected profit you'll see from each herb seed planted. Now this is subject to change, but really unless a huge update comes out that affects these herbs or the seed drops, you'll see somewhere close to the profit shown. And the profit is with using magic secateurs and ultra compost, both of which are fairly easy to obtain and use. Ultra compost is going for around 700 GP at the time of this video, and magic secateurs are locked behind Fairy Tale Part 2, a pretty easy quest to knock out. Number 4, invest in yourself. Now this one is big. You don't want to neglect your stats for the sake of having a big bank. You want to keep progressing and finding new things to throw your big cash stack into, whether that be gear or skills. You always find some things that need to be invested into, but it's exactly that, an investment that will pay off later. Because with those higher level stats and gear, you can do better moneymakers that will enable you to raise your bank to new heights. Don't be afraid of losing that green cash tag just because you don't want it to fall below 10 mil. Invest in yourself and the interest will be compounded and paid back tenfold. And lastly, number 5, don't insta-buy things on the Grand Exchange. And this last tip in my video is one I see people do all the time, either in streams or YouTube videos. And over time, they lose so much GP doing it just because they're in a rush to get equipment for a boss or supplies to level up a skill. They just slam that plus 5% button on the GE, when if they would have just put it in for medium or even a little bit below mid and waited on it, they would get the item. This one just drives me absolutely crazy. Patience is a massive virtue for a reason. Apply it to this game and you'll see gains like never before. Hey guys, if I helped you all out or you learned something new, comment below and let me know. Or if you have any suggestions or tips of your own, I'm sure people would love to see that in the comment section as well. Thanks for watching.